Hello everyone, and welcome to this week's Astrology News Report. I'm your intrepid host, Ron Berger. This is the report for the week of November 27th. In this segment, we'll be taking a look at the upcoming planetary patterns and predictions. What's on the celestial agenda for November 27th to December 3rd and beyond? Not much has happened in the Zodiac since Election Day, November 8th, but on Monday, November 28th, there will be a significant new development. Mercury changes signs, entering Sagittarius. Now, why is that significant? Well, for a few reasons. First, although Mercury usually zips through a sign in less than 3 weeks, in this case, Mercury will be spending over 2 months in Sagittarius until the beginning of February. And that's because on December 19th, Mercury will begin a 3 weeks long retrograde period. Thus, the planet of data and information will be in the sign of beliefs and personal truth for a good bit of time, allowing everyone to juxtapose their facts against their beliefs. Or, to put it another way, the planet of data and information is compelled to manifest through the filter of the sign of belief. Thus, this results in everyone feeling entitled to their own facts. So we get an emphasis on a particularly Sagittarian trait, self-righteousness. Sagittarius is the sign that loves truth, but being a fire sign, this truth is always subjective. In other words, from a personal point of view. One might hope that Mercury's facts would help to inform Sagittarius's truth. But it doesn't work out that way. Mercury is the planet of the rational mind. Mercury in Sagittarius leads to rationalizing one's previously held beliefs. Unfortunately, the upshot of this is resistance to new information. So, we can expect that facts that we may rely on through, for instance, media reports, will be getting a fair amount of tilt and spin during the coming weeks. The other thing that's special about this transit is that while in Sagittarius, Mercury forms a special astrological yoga, a relationship with Jupiter. Jupiter has been transiting in Virgo since last August. Virgo is one of Mercury's signs. This sets up a Parivartana Yoga, an exchange of sign rulerships, also called mutual reception in Western astrology. This pattern in the Zodiac means the energies of Mercury and Jupiter are compelled to interact with each other. Although these two planets are both natural benefics, in other words, not inclined to do harm, they are nonetheless representing rather opposite ends of a spectrum. Jupiter is beliefs, ethics, and principles. Mercury is rational, based on facts and data, rather than ideology. Jupiter in Virgo is the planet of truth and wisdom in the sign of details and analysis. This should produce a more fact-based belief system. So, on the face of it, this sounds like it would be good for getting to the truth. The problem is that Mercury, as the ruler of Virgo, is at a disadvantage in Sagittarius, the sign that doesn't waver from its preconceived truth. In your own chart, find the 2 houses containing the signs Virgo and Sagittarius. These 2 sectors of your life will experience connected events during the next couple of months. How exactly this pattern will manifest for you depends on the layout of the rest of your natal planets in your chart. But here's an example. someone we've all heard of, Donald Trump. In Mr. Trump's Leo rising chart, Virgo is the second house. Sagittarius is his fifth house. The second house is personal finances and family. The fifth house is children and investments. The relationship of his investments to his personal income is going to be a hot topic during the coming weeks. And of course, his children and family are all involved in this as well. As it turns out, since Mr. Trump is currently in his Jupiter major period, and his natal Jupiter, ruler of his fifth house, is posited in Virgo in his second house, he's already born with this connection between these two parts of his chart. The transit positions of Mercury and Jupiter in the coming months will just provide even more emphasis for Mr. Trump. On to other things. There will be a new moon on Tuesday, November 29th at 13 degrees Scorpio. This kicks off the lunar month of Margasiras, named for Margashira, the nakshatra of the full moon, which will be on December 13th at 28 degrees Taurus. This is traditionally considered a good month for pleasures and socializing, travel, artistic work, communications, and sales. Seems appropriate for the lunar month leading up to the holiday season. But there is also a bit of seriousness thrown in here. Note that Saturn, the sober, serious, reality check planet, is in the sign of the new moon, and also will be directly opposing the full moon. There's another change in the Zodiac coming at the end of the week. On Friday, December 2nd, Venus changes signs, leaving Sagittarius and entering Capricorn. This puts the planet of love and romance in the sign of practical results for most of December. Sober, reality-based Capricorn is not the most ideal sign for the planet of romance. Capricorn doesn't really promote the transcendent, irrational glow that we associate with falling in love. But Venus does have other significations, such as guidance, value, and finance. The clear-eyed sign of practical results does help out in these areas, encouraging pragmatic advice, realistic values, and a business-like approach to finance. Let's see, who do we know with a Capricorn rising chart? Oh yeah, President Obama, as the outgoing president with Venus transiting in his realistic Capricorn ascendant. Count on Mr. Obama to be full of advice for all of us during the coming weeks. Venus will be in Capricorn until December 28th, when it will move on to the next sign, Aquarius. Okay, that'll do it for this week. Thanks for visiting astrologynewsreport.com. I'll be posting updates during the week on Twitter at Astro News Report.